Have you ever felt like there's a secret language for numbers that you just missed out on? Well, you're not wrong. Today, we're going to unlock some of the mental math hacks they definitely did not teach in school. These are techniques that can turn calculation from a chore into, honestly, a real advantage.
Yeah, this is how we were all taught to do math, right? You line up the numbers, you start from the right, you carry the 1, you borrow from the next column, it's slow, you need paper, and let's be real, it's kind of a mess. It's the reason most of us just reach for a calculator for even pretty simple sums.
But what if I told you that the entire way we were taught is just fundamentally inefficient? I mean, the old way forces us to work backward, completely against the natural way we read and process information. The secret isn't about being a genius. It's about flipping the whole script and working from left to right.
Okay, so let's dive right into that. The left-to-right secret. This isn't just a different method. It's all about working with numbers the way our brains are already wired. It feels more natural because, well, it is. So here we go, a simple addition problem. Now I want you to forget everything you learned about starting with the 7 and the 2. We're going to tackle the big numbers first, just like our brains prefer to do anyway.
Mentally, all you do is scan across. So first, the hundreds. 500 plus 600, that's 1100. Easy. Next, the tens. 60 plus 40, that gives you 100. And finally, the units. 7 plus 2 is 9. See? You're just holding 3 super simple sums in your head.
And now you just add them up. 1100 plus 100 plus 9 is 1209. And notice what didn't happen. There was no carrying, no scribbling, no moving back and forth. Just a straight, clean line to the answer.
So, that was addition. Pretty cool, right? Now let's apply that same kind of clever thinking to multiplication. A simple shift in perspective here can save you a massive amount of mental effort.
This next rule is an absolute game changer for multiplication. It honestly feels a little bit like magic, but it's just pure logic. You can take a really awkward problem and just reshape it into something friendly without ever changing the final answer.
Let's try 45 times 36. That's not something most people can do in their head. But watch this. We're going to double the 45 to get a nice round 90. And to keep it all balanced, we just have to halve the 36 to get 18. So now the problem is 90 times 18. That is much, much simpler to work with.
And that right there is the real power. You're not just solving the problem. You're changing the problem itself into one that your brain can handle effortlessly. It's a totally different way to approach it. All right, let's talk about percentages. They can seem intimidating, you know? For a lot of people, this is where the math anxiety really kicks in. But just like everything else, they have a simple, elegant secret that turns complicated-looking calculations into something you can solve in an instant.
Okay, check this out. Quick, what is 72% of 25? Yeah, your brain probably just froze, right? But here's the secret. A percent of B is always the same as B% of A, so you can just flip it. 72% of 25 becomes 25% of 72. And what's 25%? It's just a quarter. A quarter of 72 is 18. Bam, problem solved.
Now, knowing a few key fraction to percentage conversions makes this trick even more powerful. This isn't about memorizing 100 facts. It's about having a small, powerful toolkit in your back pocket. Just knowing that 25% is a quarter or that 20% is a fifth is a total game changer.
So here's the really crucial point. These techniques all fit together. They aren't just isolated party tricks. They're part of a system. So let's take a real-world problem and see how we can just dismantle it, effortlessly, using what we've learned.
So look at this. This is one of those classic word problems from a math test, practically designed to make you sweat. You've got a total, you've got a percentage difference, and you need to find a specific value. Now, the old way would involve setting up some messy algebra, but we have a better way.
Let's just reframe this. Let's think in terms of parts. Say the loser has 100 parts. The winner has 25% more, so they have 125 parts. Okay? So that's a grand total of 225 parts for all 450 votes. A quick division shows that each part is worth exactly 2 votes. And since the winner has 125 parts, you just calculate 125 times 2, which is 250 votes. No messy algebra needed, just clear step-by-step logic.
You know, what you've just seen isn't really about doing math faster. It's about developing a new kind of intuition for numbers. It's about seeing the patterns and the relationships that were totally hidden by the clunky methods we were all taught.
And this is the ultimate takeaway. The goal is to build what's called number sense and an intuitive feel for how numbers actually work together. And when you have that, you don't just find the right answers, you understand why they're the right answers. It's about seeing the elegance in the logic itself.
So, the next time you face a problem, whether it's